In this last part of Module 5, we'll look at the internal factors influencing consumer choices. They are motivation, learning and memory, personality and self-concept, attitudes, and information processing. Motivation is sometimes called motive arousal. It's a key element in marketing because you have to be motivated to take an action. At its most basic, motivation means getting you to notice the ad and, as a result, the product. This 1943 pinup crate label was not intended for the homemaker consumer. It exists to encourage male produce buyers to look at the crate and thus the vegetables in the crate. This ad provides no facts. Half of the product isn't even visible, but it made you look. Magazine covers, newspaper headlines, even the coming up next teasers to news shows on television serve the same purpose. At a deeper level, motivation means encouraging you to take action. The second factor is learning and memory, and it's closely related to motivation. You've been motivated to view the advertisement. Great! But there's no sale if you don't learn about the product and remember that product. A saying in the advertising business is that a bad ad remembered sells more than a clever ad forgotten.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, available at Walgreens.
This very bad ad sold millions of dollars of a product that didn't work. Sexual symbolism motivates us to study this ad and encourages us to remember the name of the product. Personality and self-concept. Your image of yourself and your vision of who you want to be is another powerful factor. Marketers want you to believe that their product will help you achieve your image of yourself. Think of all the products designed to make you more attractive and more self-confident. These two ads for women's lingerie are over 90 years apart, yet they both speak to the same internal factor of personality and self-concept. These men's underwear ads are also separated by about 90 years and use personality and self-concept. Here's another classic self-concept ad that doesn't involve sexual imagery. To be successful, marketers must motivate you to make that first purchase or embrace a new idea. One way is to influence your attitude about that product or idea. The better your attitude, the greater chance you'll take action. This ad uses several techniques to give you a positive attitude about the candidate. Generating negative attitudes about products or ideas is also a goal. We've already talked about the Joe Camel advertising campaign and its influence on consumer attitudes. However, the first sale is only the first part of the battle. The next task is to encourage repeat sales by maintaining a positive attitude about a product. Consumers have been aware of the health risks of cigarettes for a very long time. The expression coffin nail as slang for cigarettes dates back to the 1880s. So cigarette makers tend to counter this worry by generating positive attitudes towards their product. If more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette, Camels must not be too bad for you. These two ads are separated by 50 years. They show how the same product creates different attitudes about the product based on changing target audiences. The left-hand ad positions Lucky Strike as a woman's cigarette and implies health benefits. The right-hand ad positions Lucky Strike as a man's cigarette. A bad boy attitude is emphasized, reflecting a specific personality and self-concept of the potential audience. The final step in the marketing process is information processing. You notice the ad. You learned about the product or idea and you remember it. It reflected your personality and self-concept and left you with a positive attitude. And you purchased the item or embraced the idea. In blind taste tests, the vast majority of consumers cannot tell the difference between tap water and bottled water when served at the same temperature. Despite this, Americans spend $12 billion a year on bottled water. That's a very successful job of information processing. Or it fails the information processing stage. Perhaps the message was lost in the clutter of the thousands of other messages you receive each day. Perhaps the message was too obscure for you to learn or remember, as in this shoe ad. Perhaps the message didn't match your personality and self-concept, as in this ad for women's jeans. Perhaps you didn't like the product the first time, and you'll never buy the product again. For whatever reason, the information processing of the ad failed, as with this Valentine's Day ad for a food delivery service. In Module 6, we'll look at detail at the psychological and factual triggers used by ads to motivate you.